I would like to show you a very specific feature of Maestro 3D Ortho Studio to be able to prioritize and order different stages of orthodontic tooth correction. What I have, I'm currently in a virtual setup. This is my model that's already been segmented. This case doesn't really warrant a great deal of orthodontia. I'm just going to make some crazy, so to speak, orthodontic movements to make some specific points. Now, within the first layer of correction, what I'm going to do is move the teeth in a pretty crazy way. So I'm going to move this tooth out to here and this tooth out to here, and notice even though I'm moving those teeth one tooth at a time, when it comes to the actual treatment, when it comes to movement of those teeth on the model, they will all move simultaneously, whether it is warranted or not from an overall orthodontic treatment perspective. So if I were to play that, let me just turn off the lower model and slow it down a little. You can see how that correction that I introduced is happening simultaneously everywhere. Well, this is fine when that is what you want to accomplish. Now, at times you want that accomplished to happen, you want that correction to happen incrementally. So what I'm going to do is show you how by using the layers within this program, you can sequence a particular correction. So now that we rolled all of those teeth out unnecessarily for no apparent reason, I'm going to add another layer, and I'm going to very deliberately return just the central incisor into its correct position. Then I'm going to introduce another layer, and now I'm going to move just this lateral incisor into a corrected position. Introduce one more layer, grab the central incisor and move it into this position. One more layer and move this back. So now the very same type of correction in the opposite direction was done, but now every movement was individualized and prioritized just the way I saw it fit. And if I were to go through the playback, you will see that while the teeth are rolling out together, as I'm moving them back, that movement is happening in a particular sequence that I chose. And that is a critically important feature. Now, once the movement is deemed appropriate and appropriately timed, let me just turn this off, and I can now save that and go to my model builder module, and I will be asked, once the model comes up, to go through all of those transitions. So this is the pre-correction. This is me blowing the incisors out. This is me moving the central back, lateral back, central back, lateral back. So all of those steps are treated as individual steps. I can now take a look at the transition model. So going from step 1 to step 2, where I moved the teeth from their original position to their ridiculously blown out position, if I were to go at 5 millimeter increment or so, no, actually it's just under 5 millimeter increment, there will be 5 corrective appliances. I look at it and I say, well, that looks reasonable, so let me accept that. Transition models for the next step, where I'm moving the central incisor back. Well, if I were to go in 0.3 millimeter increments, it's going to take 9 corrective appliances. well, let's make it a little bit more aggressive and make fewer appliances just for conversation's sake. We'll make 4 appliances to achieve that stage. Each appliance pushing about this far uh, as far as the tooth is concerned. Then I go to the next transition. Now I'm moving uh, the lateral incisor from here to here. Once again, I can adjust the number of appliances I want for that, for this transition models. Let's say I want to be at this level for one reason or another. Make this more aggressive. Once all of those adjustments were made, I can now accept those and have the model builder show me what it is I'm about to save. To go from the initial layer to the first one, it's going to take 5 appliances, then another 4, then another 5, another 13, and another 5. If that is what I want, I go ahead and I build all of those layers and all of those models, and they will. It's going to take a moment or two. Let me show you what we end up with. And yes, we want to save it. And what we have now is 32 incremental models to achieve all of those objectives I outlined in a very specific sequence, having one important thing happen before another important thing. Well, there it is. Thanks very much for watching.